Welcome everyone to another episode of The Focus TV. This is season 8, episode 34. We got Raymond Lyons here tonight, Cardell Dudley Jr., Wilson Turby Jr. We got quite a bit to get through. You guys know how we start things off, as always, with the Washington Mystics. So, Ray, the floor is yours.
Yeah, man. The Mystics, they are heading into All-Star break with a little bit of momentum. They're currently on a 3-game winning streak. Trying to extend that to 4. They play the Sparks tonight at 10 p.m. And I mean they've been growing and developing, man. If you guys have been watching our Mystics Outlook early in the season, we're telling people, hey man, we're 5 games in or 6 games in or what have you. Just give us some time. It looks like they're starting to come into form a little bit. Of course, there's still some things to clean up. The conversation about turnovers is going to be evergreen until they fully address that. But I mean, the last couple games they've been finishing strong, which was a deficiency early in the season against the Aces. They were able to win the fourth quarter 20-13, and then this last game against Seattle, they had a 27-14 fourth quarter after losing the third quarter to the Storm 27-16. And that's a 5-point game. So yeah, man, they're growing up. Kiki and Sonia Citron, they've had phenomenal rookie seasons. They started off on fire. Naturally, teams made the adjustment. But credit to Kiki and Sonia, they have also made the adjustment to the adjustment, and they continue to be effective. Both have been rewarded with all-star selections, so it's going to be exciting to see them compete this weekend. But overall, man, I think this is a team that's kind of they're kind of growing into themselves. One of the spark plugs for the season was when Shakira Austin was inserted into the starting lineup. She just added a different dimension to the team, gave them a little more versatility and athleticism. So yeah, man, it's been good to see. Their preseason projections had them at the bottom of the standings. As it stands now, they're in 7th place. So yeah, man, if they could just keep this up and continue to develop, then this should be an interesting second half of the season for them. So yeah, just looking to see what they can do on the West Coast tonight. The Sparks, they've been struggling a little bit, but the Mystics, I don't think they're in a position to just kind of take anything for granted. They got to go out and compete. Like I said, the turnovers is the main thing. That's what gets them into a lot of trouble. It's good that they're closing games strong, but they shouldn't have to fight for their life at the end of the game just to squeeze out victories. They should, if they take care of the ball throughout and just be patient and execute, then they can still have those strong pushes and get some comfortable wins under their belt. So that's just the main thing I'm looking forward to tonight. Against a team that's been having a tough time recently. So yeah, man. Hopefully they can get this late win. I know folks' eyes start getting heavy around that third, fourth quarter, but maybe they'll make it exciting so we can have some gas and stay up for the remainder of the game.
Yeah, depending on your age, naps might be in order for West Coast games for sure.
Absolutely.
At least with the Mystics, it's not as bad as the Wizards West Coast trip. So, hey, those are usually like a week long, and man, it hurts every single night. So I will happily take this one random game that starts at 10 p.m. this week. I got 2 days to get over it and then enjoy All-Star Weekend. But like you said, Ray, hey, man, this is the second 3-game win streak of the season. And, I will also double down on what Ray said. Head over to the channel, check out the Mystics Outlook tab, and catch up on any missed post games you've had. And for some of y'all, we'll see y'all later this evening or early tomorrow morning, however you want to look at it. But we're going to move on to NBA Summer League. All right, so, Cardell had a lecture talking to you already doing Wizards Outlook for Summer League. So we're going to start with you. And it doesn't have to be Wizards related at all. It's because it's been a fun Summer League as a whole. Any player or teams would have you that have stood out to you thus far?
Well, I mean, actually Trey Johnson, I've definitely enjoyed watching him. Like the things I kind of look for in summer league is how comfortable guys look with their. And we know it's not full fledged NBA action, but at some point you're playing against your peers, other guys who've been drafted high and things, and guys that'll actually be getting minutes in the league. Yeah, man, it looks like he's real comfortable out there scoring the basketball, which is a good sign. Um, because some guys they do have a steep learning curve just going from college to summer league. So it's good to see him. He's confident. He looks sure of himself. He makes decisive actions on the court. So yeah, man, that's exciting, and just really the Wizards overall. It's good to see second year guys that got big minutes last year playing summer league. I know that's kind of a thing of the past, but I mean, so summer league means something, man. It's a good time to get some live reps. So yeah, man, it's been good watching them. Outside of that, I mean, I know this is probably of an obvious answer, but just to watch Cooper Flag from game one to game two, that I enjoy watching him make adjustments and kind of he looks like he got real comfortable, especially playing the Spurs and Carter Bryant, who defends like hell. He was able to have some success against him, so that's encouraging to see. But and also on the flip side, the Spurs young guys, they gonna be tough to deal with, man. Like, so I just like to see guys getting out there playing defense and competing, especially in this setting. I saw Cardell talking about it. I think he posted something on Twitter about a lot of times in summer league, guards get a little selfish. For they're trying to prove a point, for lack of a better word, and it negatively impacts bigs. But I haven't seen that from the Spurs. So yeah, man, it's just good to see guys get out there and kind of find their way. And Danny Wolf, thoroughly enjoy watching him play. Again, Cardell's been on him for a few years now, but yeah, he of course there's going to be some adjustments to be made. Of course, work on his body, get in the weight room, but he's going to be able to deal with come regular season time. Just that size and that skill set, it is going to present problems at some point. And the second he's able to kind of withstand the NBA grind, yeah, it's going to be fireworks.
Cardell.
You muted.
For me, it's a number of guys, across the league. I want to give some shine to, but I'm gonna narrow it down for real. But we're gonna start on with the Timberwolves, Terrence Shannon, man, Jr. He just been bullying everybody in summer league, man. It's just he made sure this gonna be the last time y'all see me here, bro. Like I'm not playing this no more, man. Unless it's like some injury, I got to come back, God forbid. But he a bully, and he attacks the basket like young Russell Westbrook. I'm hitting you, you gonna feel me, and if you ain't up to the task, I'm putting you in the basket. Hell, even if you are up to the task, I'm still gonna put you in the basket. It's like that type. He's a physical offensive player in a game that's mostly relied on finesse, man, and it's fun to watch, man. When he gets down here, he's just hard to stop. He's hitting the three ball better. He's gotten better at making the right reads. Obviously, with his size and athleticism, he can guard multiple positions, man. Like I said, man, it's kind of been child's play for him. It's been easy. He's been doing whatever he wants. So I know for a fact this is probably going to be his last time. They played earlier today, and yeah, 24 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, so 6 of 9 shooting from the field, 3 of 3 from deep, 9 of 9 from the free throw line. Only bad thing, he had 7 turnovers, man. But that's the only thing he got to calm down with. He can get a little, like Westbrook, a little out of control with it. But when he's in control, he's an animal, man. But so, for him, it's just easy work. I also like the rookie that had Jordan Berringer. The way he can defend multiple positions, protect the basket, how great his hands is, how he can run rim to rim and finish. You know, when he catches in the inside, it's no fumbling. He's going up to dunk it, and he don't even have his weight, his weight up, so to speak. He's not even that strong yet. That's a ways away. And for him to have to just be playing basketball for 4 years to see how polished he is, the understanding of the game, and his motor, and how he gets excited to play defense and stuff like that, and and he covers for his teammates. It's just he's a rare breed, man. When he adds, I'm not even gonna say obviously when he has more skills, he develops. But if you see him in practice, he has already a foundation already. When he gets the confidence to utilize that foundation consistently, it's gonna be a problem, man. But the physical tools are right there. It won't take him long to adapt to the real season, later on. He's just a special talent, man. You know what I mean? And the thing about him is he's a one-man wrecking crew defensively. Like, how most bigs that play drop coverage when they're not confident they can stay with the guard. Well, he ain't doing that. He gonna be out there he gonna slide with the guard and like, let's do this. He on that type of time. And it's just like, you can try to dance all you want. I'm long, I'm gonna be poking at the ball. And when you raise up, I jump high to you, I get off the ground quick, and I'm longer than you. I'm gonna make life miserable for you. So it's the ultimate chess match, and that's what you want from a big. You don't want a big just sitting back watching the guard play target practice like it's a practice session, man. And nobody's within 5 feet of him, man. So he has a world of potential. He's been fun to watch. Matus Buzelis out of if I said that right, my bad if I didn't, out of Chicago. Last night was watching him, 28 points, 5 rebounds, still on the block, 8 of 14 from the field, 2 of 4 from deep. And he got to the line 13 times and made 10 of them. Only had 4 turnovers. He got it done, man. We all know about his 6'10". We all know about his athleticism. He's coming to DC and put on a couple shows already this young career. But now when you see him trying to round out his game and expand his game to be more efficient from all 3 levels as a scorer, obviously he's 6'10" with athleticism. You should be able to rebound the ball. I know they're not putting a ball in his hands to make decisions, and Summer League they using him to be a go-to guy to help him develop from, be a key contributor when the season begins. But he's versatile as hell, man. 6'10", 3. That's always special, but moves like he's 6'3". You know what I mean? So that's just a beautiful game to watch, man. We already knew he was a special talent, man. But if he can round out his game and just be efficient, especially from deep, Chicago got them one. There's no other way of putting it, man. So he's been having fun in Summer League. I anticipate this will be his last year as well. Next up, Konganopu, the rookie. Look, he struggled. He struggled to find his shot on Friday, when he played. But he found it last night for sure, man. I think sometimes they just need to get the nerves out, man, with rookies and stuff, and that's exactly what happened. He did his thing last night, 16 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, 1 block, 5 of 10 from the field, 3 of 5 from deep, 1 turnover, plus 16. He all around game. We already know he can make shots from the outside. That goes without saying. Obviously he got to prove it against NBA level athleticism and size, man. But he did it. Like he's doing it outside of his debut. But the thing I love about him, he's sticking his nose in there. He's showing his toughness. He's going in and getting some boards. For wings, that's kind of hit or miss, especially when you're a rookie. You're more worried about making shots. But 6'5", you going in and get 10 rebounds. And some leagues ultra fast and physical because everybody's trying to get a job. And you 6'5", you going in there and you pulling down more rebounds. I think he led their team. Yeah, he led the team in rebound. My bad, he led the game. Had a game high 10 rebounds. That just shows you how he can impact winning in many ways, man. That's why he was drafted so high. We already know about the shot making, but at Duke, he ain't really need to go in and get the boards because Maluak and Flag and all them, they was taking care of all that. But with him being able to show other elements of his game that you didn't know yet, and that's the beauty of Summer League. We now know he has it in him, and then even the 4 assists, so he can make the right reads as well, man. So. We already know he's a special talent, man. Should be getting ready for a sophomore year at Duke, man. But he in the league and ready for his rookie year, man. So I expect to kind of see his maturation continue. I think he's just one of those players, man. So we're gonna see how that go. Next up, look, a guy I'm still shocked as to why he fell in the draft like he did. I still kind of want answers. Kyle Filipowski. That dog, what he did last night. For one, he been dominating. Let's just call it like he's definitely not playing no more. What he did last night was insane, man. Man amongst boys, 35 points, 11 rebounds on 11 of 19 shooting, 5 for 8 from deep, 8 of 12 from the free throw line, 2 turnovers plus 15. If it wasn't for the heroics of Minix, hitting that corner 3 for the Spurs win, Jazz would have got that win, man. But he's been child's play, man. He's too strong, and I think now he got a youngest, but he's confident as hell, but he's too strong. He can score in the post. He can score on pick and rolls. He can score facing up from the mid-range. He can hit the 3, pick and pop, go screen, pick and roll, lob threat, transition, break you down off the bounce. He does it all to put the ball in the basket, man. And that's what you finish either hand, and that's what you see, man. Like, I still don't know why he dropped in the draft like he did. I think some front office people were overthinking it, but he did it. I know the Jazz are better for it. And we saw him come into DC late in the season and destroy the Wizards, like put on a show, man. So, yeah, I wouldn't be shocked if he take a major leap this season, especially with the Jazz, with how young they are and they rebuilding and they trying to figure out who they need to build around. Let's be real. I know Ace he gonna get his opportunity because he was such a high pick, man. But if he's not quite ready, they're gonna look to other guys to see who is, man. And then that's when they're gonna just key in on that. Look, as you see right there, man, he got the tools, man. Especially be 6'11", 7 feet. That's different, man. So I expect him to make a major leap. I won't be surprised if he's averaging between, close to 20 points, close to 10 rebounds this season, man. For sure, if he get enough minutes and stay healthy. And also, last but not least, I gotta call a spade a spade. You gotta look at Bronny, man. He's been consistent. He's gotten better. Hitting the shots. 17, 5 and 5 last night, 6 of 10 from the field, 3 of 5 from deep, not turning the ball over. We all know his role to get on the court is defense. He's been, I wouldn't say locked down, but he's been holding up on that end where he's making guys work, picking up 94 feet in the half court. They're not picking on him. He's gotten better, man. He put the work in, you could tell. And obviously being, having the youngest, but he's more comfortable. And it ain't the hoopla that was around him last year. He could just go out here and hoop, and you can see he's just playing more free, man. So, it's good to see again. I think all our positions was the same, man. We just want a youngin to go ahead and outside of circumstances and give him a fair shot to show what he could do, because that's a lot of hype coming in under one of the greatest players of all time, and that's your pop, Sean. That's tough to deal with, man. You know what I mean? Hell, I mean, you can come in with a lot of hype and it's not even connecting to somebody. You just come in with a lot of hype and it can break you as a player. Because as soon as you make a mistake, you could just start getting down on yourself. Because people you're supposed to be all this. You can't yet. It's tough, man. It's tough. So, I was happy to see flashes where, he's starting to come into his own and, some league. And we just got to see if it translates to the real season, depending on what the Lakers do. When they build out their roster and, see if he can get on the floor and what he's doing now translate. But so far, so good, because last summer he struggled. But he's far more consistent, more confident, and more understanding of what he needs to be doing out there on the floor.
Yeah, for me, to start with the second year guys, been so many of them this year that, as you said, Cardell, that were like, hey, this is my last appearance in Vegas. The next time I come, I will be on the sideline, here to support my teammates. I will not be. A whole bunch of folks decided that was their declaration in this year. I will not come here to hoop anymore. I will come to enjoy it, but I'm not coming here to work. I'm gonna start off with one of the last people you talked about. Kyle Filipowski does not need to be in Vegas. All right, I feel like he screamed this at the top of his lungs in their very first game. He was like, "These are kids. I'm a man. I don't need to be here." And he's kept that same energy up the whole time, right? Terrence Shannon Jr., Matas Buzelis, Ron Holland from Detroit. He's been kind of solid in summer league as well. Ryan Dunn and Oso. I cannot say his last name, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Ryan Dunn and Oso. Cardell, when we're talking, I think they played the Wizards in the Wizards' first summer league game. But those two, yeah, I don't need to be here. This is year 2. They're looking at command roles in that rotation over there in Phoenix, and they've done so with their play. The Wizards trio, been solid as well. Kel'el Ware, he's been challenged by Spo and whatnot. He's been solid in his first couple games in summer leagues for the rookies. Trey Johnson, of course, Liam McNeely. I thought he seemed comfortable. Another one of the guys seemed like they've been prepped for the NBA. Brooklyn's group. You guys already went into details, and I think we talked a little bit about their group because the Wizards played them in their second game. So you guys can catch up on that. But Brooklyn's group, I know some folks had jokes on draft night when they had 5 picks in the first round. I've enjoyed watching that group. Kobe Brea and Kaman Maluwaks from the Suns were fun to watch. The Yang Hansen of the Blazers looks dumb comfortable out there. And Cardell, to your point, going back to the Filipowski thing, I don't know who came up with this phrase, but they talk about with the NBA draft all the time. Analysis by paralysis. People just get to tripping and missing out on some things that sometimes 1 + 1 is 2.
Overthinking it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Skilled bigs are in fact skilled bigs. I don't know what to tell y'all about this. I don't know how y'all make this difficult. It's as simple as like we watch this happen in the NFL draft where guys that can separate. I don't care about the 40 time. Your job is to get open. Your elite is separating.
Jerry Rice.
That means they do great at their job. I don't care about the track time. They don't line up to the line of scrimmage in a track stance. So who cares? Guys that can cover can just cover. Also, don't care about your 40. Sticky or not. Do people just avoid you? You're probably really good at your job. The guy who gets thrown at every 12 seconds because they're like, he got one. They got a batter's like a low baseball average of a PBU. Yeah, everyone likes those guys. All quarterbacks like those guys. But we're getting it. What were you talking about? With guards, it's happened with floor generals in the NBA. Some teams are really struggling to identify floor generals because they're so focused on do you shoot the 3? I don't care.
Legs, man.
I really don't care. So you're telling me they checked every box, but in their stop in college, they happen to shoot the ball less than well from 3. But it's green marks everywhere else. What y'all doing, man? It's your job to help them get that one box that isn't checked green if they can. But what are we doing? We watched a whole bunch of guards come into this league last couple of years while people were like, there's no talent, they're loaded. Then some of those same teams that picked those guards just got bigs for free. What are y'all doing?
And won the championship. OKC.
And then y'all just let him get another young one for just cause. So now they get to save money. But I'm trying to figure out why all the teams, y'all didn't need Sorber. Y'all got bigs taken care of. Huh? All right, whatever. But again, and we're seeing it in summer league, the guys that are kind of good at things that have their games, that know who they are already, right? It's a good thing. There's a reason some things are called projects or projections. Give me the thing that's kind of close to whole, and we can work with it to make it whole. Y'all are tripping, man. Some of y'all form in this second apron world. Some of y'all, due to negligence, help form good young teams. Congratulations. Going back to Joanne Behringer on the Wolves, they still got Rudy freaking Gobert. Y'all didn't want a mobile big in all this space that people put bigs in these days. He's out here running towards the guards. None of y'all could use that. That's what y'all telling me. Okay. All right. Yeah, I got it, man. I don't get it, but it's been fun watching freaking Maluwak. Looks fine and comfortable moving around. And some of y'all in here pre-draft talking crazy. It's 7-2 in mobile. What is wrong with you?
Some people just need to be fans.
Like, what are we? If none of the offensive stuff works out, oh my God, he's like Rudy Gobert, bro. That's a W. What do you?
But you know, social media say Rudy Gobert is horrible. He's the worst player in NBA history. So
Hey, Dot, I've seen all their favorite players run the other way when it's just him and them. Like, what are we doing? Y'all Wemby been here for a year. It's like when people see the T-Rex in Jurassic Park, they just scatter. He stopped 1 on 5 breaks, 1 on 4 breaks. Y'all just gotta stop, man. But like, yeah, Filipowski is being crazy.
And it hurts to say because he a dookie, but gotta keep it real.
He's tough. Portland, and then again, Cardell was banging the drums about the bigs are coming. The bigs are coming. Portland got 2 7-2 dudes over there chilling. Phoenix got 2 7-2 dudes. Utah got at least 3 6-11 dudes, depending on who wants to play what.
Hanson Yang. You know, I text you about him from our combine, dog. He's up there doing that.
Yes. You did.
Oh, this shot is good.
You told me, right. He texted me, right? So I get the Googling or whatever. And then the first Summer League game, I'm like, oh, y'all were tripping. I'm like, so they got that and clinging.
Bro, he was projected to go second round. He came in the combine and literally played his ass into the first round, bro. Chauncey ain't stupid. Because you know who Chauncey had to go up against? Y'all mean? Hey, let me get that. I know what to do with that. The playmaking skill, the technician he is and all that, that's what I'm saying. I know it's Summer League. I get it. But Summer League is the whole point of it is to see, do you even have it in you? And if you don't, all right, go across that water, bro. Or do you show flashes of it? Cool. Come to G League, maybe we could develop you. But if you're showing you got it, cool. We just got to see you do it. Now he just got to do it against Wemby, and Jokic, and all that other stuff. And that takes time because they going, it's a whole different lesson dealing with them. You know what I'm saying? They're going to see that soon. But come on, man. Like, talent is talent, man. So, like I said, man, a lot of people just, it goes back. Basketball is it's a simple game, man. Just believe what you see, man. But the problem is a lot of people can't see.
That man is 7'2", running the offense from beyond the 3-point line. What y'all was on? You got Danny Wolf over there in Brooklyn. They let him just get the ball up top and make what y'all doing, man? Meanwhile, other teams out here, we don't have a true 5. Yeah, well, that's to you. Winter is coming. Like, what are y'all doing, man? It's about to get so cold outside. Like, I'd hate to be the NBA right now and not have 2 to 3 bigs. You need a couple for every occasion. Like,
that's malpractice, bro.
Like at the highest degree, what are you doing? Are you just out here without them? But hey, man, again, Summer League's been fun. Hope you guys enjoyed the rest of it. We can conclude with the playoff portion starts later this week, I believe. But we will move on. Cardell, take the leave it rapid fire. Where we starting now?
Yeah, man, we're gonna start on rapid fire. I gotta highlight this, man. Art Monk, my man Art Monk, retired as the NFL's leading receiver with 940 catches. But the number he made famous here in Washington was 81. Now, nobody else who plays for the franchise will ever wear that jersey number. The Commanders announced Tuesday that they are retiring the number Monk wore from the time he arrived as a first-round pick in 1980 until he left the franchise after the 1993 season. Monk played 2 more seasons, 1 each with the New York Jets and the Philadelphia Eagles. He becomes the 6th player in franchise history to have his number retired, joining Sammy Baugh, Bobby Mitchell, Darrell Green, Sonny Jurgensen, and the late, great Sean Taylor. Washington will honor Monk during the November 2nd game versus the Seattle Seahawks. Also the first game, the team will wear throwback alternate burgundy and gold jerseys that harken to the area in which Monk played. Monk retired after the 95 season as the all-time leading receiver, but he's now 24th on the list. He also set a then single-season record with 106 receptions in 1984. He was part of 3 Super Bowl champions during his Washington tenure. He was voted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 2008. For me, after Darrell Green, he's my favorite commander, whatever you want to call it. He represents an area where you could proudly be a Commanders fan. Like, I get it. The ultimate professional. I feel like at wide receiver, in a lot of ways, he was the Dr. J at wide receiver to Jerry Rice Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Like he set one standard, Jerry Rice just took it to another level as a wide receiver, man. That's what you got, man. So we're gonna start with you, Ray. Just your thoughts on our finally getting his jersey retired. It should have been retired, but we ain't even we're gonna let it. It ain't this regime. We know why it's long over. Just what's your thoughts on it, man?
Yeah, like that's one of those things you kind of like just take it for granted. Like when they said that, I was like, his jersey not retired already? Like that's supposed to be done the second he announced. Right? But yeah, man, greatest receiver in the history of the franchise. Like you said, consummate professional. Yeah, he got them 3 rings. So it's just good to see him finally get his due. Yeah, that I think he's one of those players that that kind of gets lost in the shuffle. You know, when behind guys like you bring up your Jerry Rices of the world, your Randy Mosses, Chris Carter's, T.O.'s, guys like that. I mean, you can put him in the mix. Great hands, excellent route runner, just tough as hell. And he was doing that, putting up them numbers at a time where they weren't protecting guys. So yeah, man, just hats off to him. And yeah, it's good to see him get recognized. You know, every time something like this happens, I just think every franchise should kind of self-examine and be like, man, who hasn't who hasn't gotten their proper recognition yet, and just kind of right those wrongs, because it's 2025, man. Like that should have been handled, but nevertheless, they're doing right by him, and it's good to see.
Wilson.
That took way too damn long. But shout out to the new ownership for righting yet another wrong of the previous regime. He entered the Hall of Fame in 2008, man. 2025. What are we doing? It shouldn't have took that long. Like you said, he's kind of the flag bearer. Like these are some of the things he did first that are kind of normal these days, right? He's the first player in NFL history to catch over 100 passes in a season. So he was also the first player to reach 900 career receptions. He was the first one to do it, and obviously I should wait for others to do it, others to follow. But just a long time coming, man. And for whatever reason, just one of the most overlooked wide receivers of just football players in general. I don't get it; doesn't make any sense. But it's been a long time coming for sure, and happy that they finally got to it.
And just to add on to it, he was like one of the first like big receivers that like thrive. 6'3". Normally they would kind of get 6 foot, 6'1", faster wide receivers and stuff, but he had some of the best hands. You will find, like I said, man, he up there in that group with the Chris Carters, the Jerry Rice, man. Like it's like Marvin Harrison. Like when the ball's near, they snap. It's caught, dog. If it's anywhere where they could touch it, it's caught. I don't care if you blast them. They don't care if they getting hit by 5 dudes. They bringing it down, dog. And just a short thing. Like, look, during that period, the Commanders had some great quarterbacks, man. You know what I'm saying? Like all the way from Mark Rippon, Doug Williams, Theismann. During that period when he played or whatnot. Part of what makes a great quarterback great is he got some receivers that can catch the damn ball. You can put it if they dropping it, it ain't gonna look so great, man. And he caught everything. And I'm just, when the report came out, I had to really like do some research. Like, it got to be a typo. You just knew he was retired already, man. And it just shows you the dysfunction of this franchise before this current regime took over. That's been there the whole time, where other stupid stuff was making the news way before stuff like this was taken care of, man. He shouldn't have had to wait this long, man. It's just certain dude. Look, he's in our area. He's there with Daryl Green. I'm talking about the overall Cal Ripken, the Ovechkin. Like, he's in that class as he can't walk the streets without getting a whole lot of love and stuff. Like, guys that could walk this area and shouldn't have to pay for anything. You know what I'm saying? Because of the work they put in, and that's rare. That's reserved for the special guys. And he was one of them, man. So I'm just happy for him. Like, he made me a Commanders fan growing up until that Joe Gibbs, all that started to die out. Then the foolishness came, and it was just like, you know what? Time to be a free agent fan and move on, man. That's when I had to roll with them Denver Broncos, dog. Can't take this anymore. I mean, why am I putting myself through this trauma? Like, enough is enough, man. So, but when you draft a wide receiver, I don't care what team you are, you're hoping to get an Armand every year, and that's just rare, man. So kudos to him, man. And I hope November 2nd, I hope they pack that damn arena. I mean, that field out, that stadium out, and like, give him the same love y'all just gave Beyonce when she came, and without all the other foolishness. We ain't gonna get into that, but he deserved that type of love, because we don't have that. We don't see athletes like him again, and like, they don't come around too often, man. We haven't seen an athlete like him in a while. You know what I'm saying? That, for one, stay with a franchise for the majority of their career and remain up here. It's not the up and down stuff. And you didn't hear about any foolishness off the field. Just lunch pail, I'm coming here, I'm gonna catch my 10 passes, 100 plus yards, couple touchdowns, and we gonna win. Man. So gotta give props where it's due, man. All right, we're gonna move to the W side of things. Some good news, depending on what side of the fence you're on. Portland went back to his roots when choosing the official team name and branding for his WNBA expansion franchise, set to debut next season in 2026. The franchise officially announced Tuesday would be dubbed the Fire, a homage to the former WNBA team that was short-lived in Portland from 2000 to 2002. Portland also unveiled new logos associated with the Fire. The team is incorporating Portland's Rose City nickname into the primary logo, as the image features a rose on fire. According to the press release, the team's colors are fire red, brown, blue, and pink. I love to see the league expanding, but my question to you guys is it good for the W to expand with the players and owners so far away on the CBA? Wilson, we're going to start with you.
Yeah, that's the fun part about all of this is this offseason is going to be war trying to get that thing done. Because everything going forward, with the last couple of rookie classes, all that stuff, everything. This has to be the foundation for the future of the league, right? With this CBA right here. They got to find a way to get the solid ground where it works for both parties so they can really set the league up for success to go forward. Otherwise, if they're not able to, you end up kind of fumbling this momentum that you've had the past few years. And I don't, the W doesn't need that. They just can't afford to fumble that. But yeah, I'm fine with the expansion, but there's just several things that have to be taken care of before I can kind of wrap my mind around Portland, and then eventually I think Toronto and some of the other teams to follow. You got to take care. You got to take care of it, man. You got to take care of the pay. You got to take care of these roster spots. Like I said, if they can, cross their T's, dot their I's, and get the CBA in a great place, then I'm not worried about all this stuff. I'll be excited about it. I'm excited that they're expanding, but I don't want the expansion to continue and stuff stays the same. Like, it needs to improve.
Right.
Yeah, man, I'm in the same position. It's great that the league's growing and they're adding new teams, but like you said, expanding under these kind of tumultuous circumstances, they gotta handle this the right way. And the boom that we've been seeing on the women's hoop side, it's been great, but to be perfectly honest, to Wilson's point, I don't think they've been taking advantage of it the right way. We already know what's been going on with the Caitlin Clark stuff the last couple of years. There's no need to get into that, but everything the players have been asking just seems to have been completely ignored. Like, yeah, cool, we're expanding, but players have been saying we need to expand the rosters to 15. Um, continuing to add teams and games and keeping the rosters at the same size just really doesn't make sense, especially since the workforce is saying that that's something that needs to change. I don't know what it is. The leadership seems to be kind of tone deaf. I don't think they used to being in a position where, to be quite frank, they have to take what the players are saying into consideration. This thing is shifting, man. Um, like you guys said, man, it's the league is growing rapidly. There was some growth, a lot of growth actually over the past few years, but these last couple years, it's just skyrocketed, and I don't know if they weren't ready for it or expecting it or what have you, but there's been several missteps, and I just hope they can clean it up because yeah, if they can get this to a place where the league is solid and they're getting the exposure they need and that type of stuff, but they got to handle business behind closed doors as well. Um, the product on the court is fine. That's not what's holding them back, man. So Kathy and them got to go in the war room and get this thing situated, man, because a couple players spoke out recently about how far the two sides were on the CBA thing, and you introducing two new teams with a lockout looking pretty likely. That could spell doom for you. So, but yeah, man, I'm just hoping they can course correct and get this thing on track.
Yeah, obviously, I agree with what both of y'all said. They gotta get a lot of things right, and one thing I'm constantly harping on. Like, I don't know if y'all saw Candace Parker sit down with Cheryl Miller, and she talked about when she first had her daughter, what she had to go through to come back and play. I'm pretty sure there are still some franchises out there where maternity stuff can't even be taken care of when these ladies have kids and stuff. That's not being taken care of where properly, where they get the right health benefits to take care of certain needs that women has to have, especially if they give birth and have kids and young babies, and the baby got to come on the road with them. You're gonna need to help ease their mind so they can do their job better. You're gonna probably need like nanny. It's just it's a lot. It's different than the men. It just is. You know what I mean? And you gotta build the league with the resources that cater to what the ladies need. You know what I mean? And that's part of the reason why I think the league is dragging its feet, because this is the first time they've had to face it. Like, okay. And I think the players are all in, like, yo, we need this. We're not compromising. Like, we're gonna have this, and we just won't be playing. You know what I mean? And we're just being on rival like a month and just extend this jump so we make ends meet. You know what I mean? So, and it's just time. It's just time. What we've been saying for years, the game was definitely good enough. Look, Caitlin Clark, her impact goes without saying. But the quality of play on the court been like this. This is nothing new. It didn't start with her. You know what I mean? She just brought more eyes to it, for depending on who you are, the wrong kind of eyes, but eyes nonetheless to the equation. So it's here, in a sense, take advantage of it and get these ladies what they need, man. You know what I mean? So the league will take another step and another step and another step. Even before Caitlin came along, the late great Kobe, I was looking at his daughter being the one that was gonna knock this shit down for good. Because of him behind her, he would have gave her the game that this is what you need to go knock it down. So the ladies can have everything that they need. I think she was gonna be the one. You know what I mean? But fortunately she passed. So it's young talent coming around where they coming in college or they're in high school right now, where it's gonna be, they're gonna have to knock it down. And this next CBA, these ladies gotta keep a stand. They gotta stand firm. Because you don't want to be in a position like what the fellas just did with the CBA, and it goes backwards. because then you're gonna be stuck for X amount of years, and it could hurt the league. Just keeping it frank, it really can. So we're gonna see how I go, but they do look, man. Just give them what they need. Just give them what they need, man. And but on the flip side, the more positive side of it, I am happy that more teams are expanding. So some of these ladies that got cut, they will have a job. Cheyenne will have a job, or certain players won't be out the league and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I'm glad certain franchises have returned. It's crazy that Portland, Detroit has returned before Houston, but we ain't even gonna go there though. But I'm not going there.
Do you understand? I get an attitude every time they announce a new team, and in the end isn't followed by Houston. And I'm gonna be like that until it's answered with Houston after the requisite end.
That's
I
crazy.
gotta stop, man. One thing I wanted to add, Carter, before you move on, was I think the Valkyries team is a great example and case for why there needs to be additional roster spots for folks in the league. Their roster is comprised by a bunch of players that weren't stars at other stops. Again, keep folks in the league.
I mean, it's top heavy. Basically, what the WNBA is roster wise is where the NBA was when Bill Russell was playing, like 12 teams, 144 spots. So you getting the top guys on, but there are other players that are worthy of being in the league, man. You know what I mean? And it's just tough to beat out. Like, it's tough for a GM to be like, I like this rookie, but this player is proven. See what I'm saying? Like, they know what to go on. We don't got time to bring this rookie along. You see what I'm saying? It's just tough. Where with more jobs, you might not even have to deal with that bet. She might be on another team, so we have a need for this rookie, and we got a developer, and that's what you get, man. So, I mean, I totally agree, but they got to do something, man. But you got to keep your original franchise. That's like the NBA not having the Celtics. That's basically what the WNBA is not having Houston. They got to find a way to get that. I don't want to hear about that media market and stuff. They support the Rockets. And with the explosion of women's basketball, they should be able to explode the comments, man. So, man, I don't care if Coop, Swoops, Tina. I don't care if they gotta come together and run the joint. Y'all gotta make that happen, man. It's just, even on the NBA side, I know I'm digressing, but it still applies. Seattle should always have a team. It's just too much history there. They won especially if you win a championship. Like, come on now. Like, I get money, man. Come on, dog. But hopefully we'll get to that point. On the NBA side of things, 76ers star wing Paul George underwent successful arthroscopic surgery on his left knee Monday to treat an injury suffered in the offseason workout, according to a report from ESPN. Sean Neal. I'm going to stop saying successful surgery. So this man till players on the court hooping for extended period of time. That's when it's a success. I hate when they say it's a success now. We won't know until they playing and putting in work. George will begin a rehab program soon and will be reevaluated before the start of training camp. Add George to the list of key members of the 76ers who are primed for all-season rehab. Star center Joel Embiid is still recovering from knee surgery of his own prematurely into the season. The hope is that he's ready for the start of training camp. Obviously, the same is now for George. For a season, George was held to 41 games. He averaged 16.2 points, 5.3 rebounds, 4.3 assists, and 43% shooting. The 35-year-old will enter his 16th NBA season this fall. Man, Ray, your thoughts on Mr. George having yet another all-season surgery?
Man, yeah, it sucks. He at a point in time, he looked like he was about to be one of them guys. But of course, his that first gruesome leg injury he suffered, and then ever since then, it's just been a struggle for him to stay on the court, man. But for him, I think he needs to fully dedicate himself to getting back to form. Put the podcast mics up, lock in, and be the player you're capable of being, man. talent isn't the issue. It's got to be a neck up problem, man. Like, because I just think he's, even in some of the stuff he says, his focus just isn't in the right place. And for a player as good as he is, to have some of the shortcomings he's had recently, at some point you gotta look in the mirror and be like, man, I'm better than this. So yeah, man. Hopefully he can come to the season fully healthy, and he's in a place mentally where he can just go ahead and lock in and give the Sixers the player they thought they were trading for.
Wilson.
Yeah, the Sixers need him to be healthy. Just an idea of what that contract looks like. Last year, his first year of that deal, that was the lowest amount of money he was going to be paid during his contract, which was 49. It's 51 this year. The following year, 54. Then there's a player option year. And in this economy, I don't see any player opting out of player options. That's 56. They need him to be what they pay for. And Cardo, I'm kind of with you. When they're back healthy and on the court consistently, I too will consider that a success, because otherwise it means the medical procedure was a success. The rehab and whatnot, we have no idea, man. Yeah, they just need it. We all know how we felt when they went out and did this. And this is yet another one of the reasons, whether it's fair to him or not, why stuff's kind of how it is in NBA right now. Like, this is one of those case studies where the owner's like, again, right or wrong, just this is why the owner's like, But yeah, I like the young players they got, but bro, when your top two dudes are never there, that's tough. That's tough. Like, you're paying. Like, what are you like actually paying for if they're not available? That's crazy. Like, they're only like, I think, like $10 million underneath the first apron, and it's for two guys who aren't consistently on the court. Have you that close to the apron?
My thing with him, mid-30s, 16th season, he's had they've cut on him a lot to get him back on the court. How many blows can he take, to try to regain his form, man? Because as we know, as you get older, you don't recover the same. I remember in college, I had to get surgery. He was like, yo, like, the reality is you'll never be the same again. I understand what he was saying. You're young, you understand, but it's never quite right how you were before they had a cut on you, man. He's had massive injuries, and into his lower extremities. It's not even like shoulder or elbow. It's lower shit. So the part of the thing that made him valuable was his defense, his versatility on defense stuff. So will he be able to stay in front of guys? We all know, no disrespect, Embiid not going to do that. So it makes it even more pivotal for him to get stops, but still be able to hit the shots and break guys down and post up and make the reads that, we've seen him do. Will he be able to do that at the level he once did? That's something that's going to have to be answered. And then for you to get hurt where you got to get surgery from an off-season workout, that's crazy. You know what I mean? That's just wild, man. But, I mean, Ray has a point, man. Like, you got to keep the main thing, man. Getting on the W side of things, Angel has taken a leap in her game, right? There's no coincidence that a lot of off-court stuff has been put to the side for the on-court stuff. It's not a coincidence. And now she's starting to look like high school Angel. You know what I mean? That's how she looked in high school, with the playmaking, with the rebound and the defense, being a 3-level scorer. It's starting to translate to the damage she did in high school, starting to be done on the biggest stage, and that's the WNBA. And all you could do is clap for it. But it didn't come without her shutting out all the other stuff for right now. offseason, do what you do. But for right now, shutting all that out and focusing on the main thing, especially when you ain't winning games and stuff. And in Paul George's case, not only last year did y'all not win enough games, which is why y'all had one of the top picks, you weren't even on the court, but half the season. So, you know, right, it could be said, man. It is what it is. We're going to move on. Wilson will love this one. UConn women's basketball program has a storied history of greats, and Sabrina Ionescu thinks it's time for one to be immortalized. Seattle Storm recently made headlines for announcing they will unveil a statue for franchise legend Sue Bird, obviously a UConn alum, in August, the first for a WNBA team. When asked who Ionescu believes next deserves a statue in women's basketball, the Liberty Guard looked no further than her teammate Breanna Stewart. Quote, I think Stewie should get a statue, Ionescu told Sports Illustrated at Michelob's Ultra Pitch Side Club in New York. I feel like what she did at UConn is something that deserves a statue. I know a lot of players obviously have been great coming out of UConn, but I just feel like even being able to do that for a college would be huge. So I feel like Stewie should. UConn women's basketball won 4 of its 12 titles in Stewart's 4 years in stores, highlighted by 2 undefeated seasons. One of the most decorated players in college basketball history, Stewart was named NCAA Tournament Most Outstanding Player all 4 years of her college career, and won 3 Naismith College Player of the Year awards, while ranking second all-time in UConn career points, 2,676, behind Maya Moore's 3,036. Now in her 10th year in the WNBA, Stewart has added 3 WNBA titles, 2 MVP trophies, 2 Finals MVP awards to her list of accomplishments. She currently ranks 4th in the WNBA in points per game, 19.5. The season, while leading the Liberty to a 14-6 record. So, Wilson, 2-part question. She does deserve a statue. Should she be the first in UConn history?
Do you want better? One, she deserves a statue, but for UConn, it needs to be that trio. Statue needs to be that trio. They ran through everything together those 4 years. Then they went 1, 2, 3 in the draft together. I know Morgan Tuck didn't continue playing basketball. Body kind of broke down. I think she's an executive now. But that trio of Stewie, Mariah Jefferson, and Morgan Tuck, if there was going to be a statue to be put there, I want to statue the 3 of them. And then do whatever you want to do after that. But of all the great players there, and there were teams with multiple great players on them, none of them did what that group did. To me, that group's the only group that deserves to be immortalized by way of a statue there. That run was stupid. For 4 years, for the most part, we all knew how that thing was going to end for 4 years. Whether people wanted to admit it openly or not, we all knew for 4 years. You know what I'm saying? I can't help you with how you tried to ignore reality. It's none of my business. But for 4 years, you could set your freaking watch to it on that side of college basketball. And there were more talented teams that did not do what that group did. So for me, I'd want that. Yes, she deserves a statue, but put Mariah Jefferson and Morgan Tuck right next to her. And I know that's absurd with all the other talent they had there, but that standard's already incredibly high. Hey, man, how can you be 4 for 4? What was the argument? Sue and Diana played together, did not go 4 for 4. I don't know, man. Tina, Maya, Tip, Hayes, they did not go 4 for 4. They got 12. That means that trio won a third of their trophies. Dude. A third of those rings came from that group. And that group was so dominant. Fees, Kia Nurse, and Katie Lou were on the bench the final year of that group. That's who was waiting in the wings because that group was that dominant. So yeah, for me, yes. But Sabrina, to me, I love Stewie to death, but I can't just be like Stewie and ignore the other 2. That trio carried them through all that. And that's all we remember from those 4 years is that trio. All routinely having moments all throughout that time. As incredible as Stewie was, there were times when it was Mariah Jefferson. There were multiple times it was Morgan Tuck. Yeah, the three of them for me. Yeah, no, 4 is crazy. I think that's going to stand the test of time. Like Wizard to say, you go to college for 4 years, you won 4 trophies, you have 4 rings.
Yeah, that's insane. Because especially in college, one bad game is done. You can just have one off game during the tournament, it's over, man. So it's like that on the fella side, that Karl-Anthony Towns team where Booker was the 6th man and all that. They get to the championship game. Yep, sorry. Lose in the championship. Do everything right, lose in the championship. That's greatness. But Ray, your thoughts, man.
Yeah, Stewie's obviously incredible. But that was definitely a group project. I wholeheartedly agree with Wilson. It wouldn't be fair to single her out. You don't do that. You don't have that type of success without other people pulling their weight, man. And like Wilson pointed out, at times those other 2 led the charge. So yeah, if you're gonna recognize her and honor her for what she did at UConn, you gotta recognize the other 2. You can't separate it like that. But nevertheless, she is deserving. And later down the line, if they want to do something else, then what have you, because I definitely wouldn't be opposed to her getting recognized singularly at some point, because I mean, y'all laid out the resume is it's one of the best in basketball ever. But yeah, that team that's craziness, man. Like I said, four chips in 4 years, 2 undefeated seasons. Like that, we never gonna see that again. Never gonna see that again. So yeah, if they're gonna the very first thing they do is a statue of some sort, yeah, it's gotta be the 3 of them. But yeah, Stewie, man, she's obviously going to be in the Hall of Fame when she's done. And yeah, UConn, if they were to honor her in some way, I definitely wouldn't be opposed to that. But yeah, man, I think, yeah, definitely honor all 3 of them. I think something like that would actually be good, because a lot of times the general public just tends to discard whoever is not out in front. But that success doesn't happen without Mariah Jefferson and Morgan Tuck.
I agree with everything y'all said. I'm not going to go down the line. I just want to put things in perspective for people who will watch this. I'm just going to look at that 15-16 team where you said Fees and all them came. Fees was a freshman. Katie Lou Samuelson was a freshman or whatever. First of all, the 2015-16 team went 38-0, 18-0 in the Big East. Oh, no, AAC, they weren't in the Big East. Well, they were first in the country in points scored, 88.1. First in the country in points allowed, 48.3. First in offensive rating, 122.2. And first in defensive rating, 67.1. As I look at their run to winning the national championship, the closest a team got was number 2 Texas, and they lost by 21. Now we're going to go down to their roster. They had 8 WNBA players. 8 players that saw WNBA minutes. Yes, Katie Lou came off the bench. Fees was a freshman, came off the bench. But you also had Breanna Stewart, Mariah Jefferson, like you said, Morgan Tuck, Kia Nurse, Gabby Williams. Yeah, man. Like, even if you go back the year before, won the national championship, 38-1. Pretty much the same offensive rating, pretty much the same. The only difference is they had Kalina Mosqueda Lewis that was a part of that team. But even with that team, still 8 WNBA players. Go back the year before, they went 40-0. I don't need to go through that. They beat Notre Dame the first time, then they beat them the following year. Again, that was the team where Breanna Stewart was the youngin. Bria Hartley was the senior. Stephanie Dolson was the senior. Mariah Jefferson, same class as Stewie. Mosqueda Lewis was a junior. Sanaya Chong. Kia Stokes was a junior. And then Morgan Tucker was a sophomore. And then when you go to their freshman year, obviously probably the same 35-4. And that was just the beginning of, their dominance. Kelly Ferris was on that team. Dog. Come on, man. Just pure dominance. You're right. And with the rich history of UConn, if you got all their best teams and put them in the tournament, I'm not even sure if that Stewie team probably win that joint. Because keeping it real, that damn dog, Maya, that mob dog. And Lord knows if Deladon would have stayed, Lord knows. They would have did what Stewie did first.
That's what I'm saying. That wasn't even like, I don't know if that team's in the conversation for best talent-wise in UConn's history. Like, and real quick, Cardo, my bad. It was something I wanted to add to it just for folks that may not be that familiar with Tuck or Mariah. Tuck, in the supporting role, finished 34th on UConn's scoring list. And that she's the GM for the Sun right now. But Mariah Jefferson, she finished as UConn's all-time leader in assists with 659. We know who played guard there. You finished all-time in assists. We know who played guard there. Mm-hmm. She also won the Nancy Lieberman Award twice during her time. And she's one of the only 4 players in the award's history to claim it twice. Like I said, I can't mention that time without – you can't mention one without the 3, for me at least.
Even the Maya Moore team, dog, that front line.
Yeah.
Maya Moore, Tina Charles, and dog.
Look at their bench, the Maya Moore teams.
It was nasty, man. Like, Jesus Christ. Embarrassment of riches.
Yeah, bro. And I'm not even gonna go all the way back to Sue and to Tarazi, man. But y'all get the point. We're gonna get one more question, then we're gonna get out of here. On the NFL side of things. New York Jets cornerback Sauce Gardner has agreed to a 4-year extension worth $120 million, according to a Tuesday afternoon report from NFL Network's Ian Rappaport. Confirmed by Gardner, the contract makes Gardner the highest paid cornerback in NFL history. Gardner, 24, is entering his 3rd season with the Jets. The first 2 were phenomenal, both ended with him on all-pro teams and in the Pro Bowl. Took a step back in 2024, but remains one of the game's most formidable young defensive talents. Sauce Gardner, $120 million. Y'all rolling with it. Ray.
Oh, man. Somebody's going to give him the money. Yeah, I don't think they're in a position to be risking losing talent like that. So I think their hands were tied. And I mean, he's been good, but yeah, highest paid ever. I mean, I think they got to come with, like, you got to be on some Deion Champ Bailey type. So yeah, I mean, that remains to be seen if he can reach that level, but I don't think they had a choice. But yeah, he definitely has to continue to ascend and develop and get better. But I mean, based on what he's been able to do so far, I don't doubt that he can he can continue to make an impact. But that's a lot of money, and the production got to follow.
Wilson.
Yeah, I'm not mad at him because after some of his peers get paid, he will no longer be the highest. I know your boy over in Denver has to be smiling. P2 is like, oh, that's what he got. So my resume says double it. Derek Stingley in Houston has to be chuckling. And the Chiefs, I know they are happy that they paid Trent McDuffie early because, Lord, you are underpaying Trent McDuffie over there in Kansas City. But that's why you're able to keep your band together. Y'all pay people super And for the Jets, I just thought it was good business because if you let the Broncos pay P2 first, Sauce and them were going to try to run. They were going to try to do the thing where I think the last time Trent Williams got paid, he wanted $1 more than the guy who had passed him before, right? Like it's something that petty. That it was going to be similar to that. So pay Sauce now, and whatever P2 gets is P2's problem. So shout out to the Jets. I respect them for that. Everything you got going on, be an adult, take care of your business early. And after the next 2 young cornerback signings, you won't even be thinking about what Sauce is getting paid. It's okay. Houston, I got some young folks that, you might want to get that money together. You got Sting. You're going to have Will Anderson soon. Knows a different position, but y'all need to get your money together too. And whatever he made, add some more zeros on it for P2. And again, I like Sauce, but I think P2 is at another level, but it's about Sauce. Congrats to Sauce, and congrats to the Jets for getting it done early, man. It's gonna look like a bargain later when you do this stuff early. It never feels like it in the moment when you first. But sometimes it's honestly, I think it's better to be first. Because again, Trent McDuffie is a 2-time Super Bowl champion. He makes less than Sauce Gardner. And he's their lockdown guy in Kansas City.
I'm always happy when NFL players get their money because it's a history of them getting robbed with no mask and no gun. He's obviously one of the brightest corners in the league. Do I feel he's the best? No. But it's not about that. It's what you can negotiate. That's what it's about, man. He negotiated that. But obviously, like Wilson said, players are definitely going to surpass. So, hopefully we pay Surtain. Hopefully we don't do no dumb stuff. Like when we broke up, no fly zone crew. We ain't recovered since, but we starting to recover. Not gonna go back down that road. No trauma. Peace. Peace, God, as Melo would say. Peace, God. I'm staying in that lane. But I'm happy for the youngin, man. He getting his money, man. This is why the Deion Sanders and Dale Greens and all them had to do what they had to do, man. So he could be in position to do this, man. He need to thank them. Man. They made the position marketable. It wasn't always like this, man. But with that money and playing in New York, better get it done. That's all I'm gonna say. Or you will be the main one they point as the reason why that team is failing. Too much is given, much is required, man. So yeah, enjoy it. New York is expensive as hell, so that 120 gonna be like 70 real quick. And then you ain't even pay taxes, so that's your you know what I'm saying? It's crazy out there, man. Man, you paying like $3,000 for a closet out there, John. That shit real out there, man. But regardless, perform. That's the name of the game. You perform, they're gonna love you. If you don't, they're gonna run you out of town. That's just how I go.
Gotta love New York sports. I love it. Big contract. You're now everybody's target that has a microphone. Congratulations. We appreciate y'all this week, man. Mystics folks, got to be watching tonight. We'll see y'all later this evening. For everyone else, don't forget to get over to the channel. Obviously, catch up on past episodes of Mystics Outlook, Wizards Outlook, and obviously regular editions of Focus TV. We will see y'all next week, same time, same place. Appreciate you all.